What are the alimony calculation formulas? Imagine trying to figure out how much support one person should give another after a divorce. It's not just guesswork, there are specific formulas used to make this fair. Let's break down how these calculations work. First, most formulas look at the total income of both spouses before taxes. This is called gross income. After taxes and deductions, what's left is the net income. These numbers help determine what each person earns and what they can afford to pay or receive. The length of the marriage is also important. Longer marriages often lead to longer support periods. Different states and jurisdictions have their own rules, but many formulas share common ideas. For example, the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers suggests a formula that considers both spouses' incomes and the length of the marriage. They use multipliers based on how long the marriage lasted. For a marriage of 15 years, the support might last between 6 and 7.5 years, which is about 40 to 50% of the marriage length. The actual amount depends on income differences and needs. Another formula used in some places is the Judge Ginsburg formula. It calculates alimony as a fixed percentage of the income difference between the spouses. This helps balance their incomes after divorce. Texas uses guidelines based on the length of marriage and the paying spouse's ability to pay, often with caps and adjustments. California's Santa Clara County has its own formula that considers both spouses' incomes and other financial factors. There's also a simple rule of thumb called the 1/3 rule. It divides the combined income into 3 parts. The payee's income is grossed up to 1/3 of the total. The paying spouse then pays the difference between that 1/3 and the payee's actual income. For example, if the total income is $250,000, 1/3 is about $83,333. If the payee makes $50,000, the payor pays about $33,333 annually. In Virginia's Fairfax County, the formula is 30% of the paying spouse's gross income minus 50% of the payee's gross income. Colorado uses a formula where 40% of the higher earner's gross monthly income minus 50% of the lower earner's gross monthly income. The result is capped at 40% of the combined income. Other places like Arizona, Kansas, and New York have their own formulas, often considering income and sometimes additional factors like needs or contributions to the marriage. Besides income, courts also look at age, health, education, contributions like homemaking, and the standard of living during the marriage. Child support obligations can also influence alimony decisions. Alimony can be paid as a lump sum or in regular payments. Usually, longer marriages mean longer support periods. Keep in mind that tax laws changed after January 1, 2019. Now, payors do not get a tax deduction, and recipients do not report it as income. Understanding these formulas helps both lawyers and clients estimate what might be awarded or paid. But remember, final decisions are up to the judge, who considers all circumstances and local laws.